Okay, so today we're just going to look at a traditional running warm-up. Thousands of runners are warming up in a very similar nature to this. This is nothing fancy, this is nothing new, and this is nothing clever. The reason that I wanted to put this video out is just that a lot of runners seem uncertain of how to string the warm-up together. So they know all these little individual movements, but they're not sure what order or how to put it together in a flow. So I whipped through this video just about 5 minutes just to demonstrate the order and how you can put this together. Now I go through this way too quickly for a thorough warm-up. What I'm suggesting is that you just prolong the time spent on each activity just to make it more like 10 minutes if it's a training run, or up to 20 minutes if it's on an event. So I'm just going to hit play and we'll just go through this order. So I'm just whipping through it for the demonstration purposes of the video. So going into hip rotations. So if you have your feet more narrow, you're going to test the mobility more through the hips. So I've got them fairly wide there, going both directions. As I say, for demonstration purposes, I'm whipping through this. You could spend as long as you wanted through there. And if that's a tight area for you, which is for a lot of runners, you'd work longer. Let's work in lateral now, left and right. Then rotations into the arms. So we've done the rotations and laterals through the hips. We'll go into the arms, we'll go one direction, and then we'll go the other. Just really relaxed at this phase, just waking the body up. You might have had a long drive to the trail, or it might be an event you've driven to. And then I like to just open out at different angles through the chest as well. Keep that nice tall posture. You can switch that core on and just open out through the arms there. Once you've done that, sweep to extensions, a real nice movement I like to do. You can allow the knees to bend, you just get a nice stretch through the hamstrings. You're not holding that stretch, it's mobilizing. And at the top there, squeeze the big toe down into the floor, squeeze the glutes, pull in the core, and squeeze and externally rotate through the shoulders. Then into a nice recovery paced run. So you've done the rotation through the hips and the arms, you've done the sweep to extension, and now you're just relaxing. Very, very light run. This is the first run you will have done, and you're just nice and easy. Again, I'm just demonstrating there and back. You could run for a few minutes, you could run up to 5 minutes, and then you're coming back and you're going to go into the rotations again, but now I start to put a bit of energy in there now. So much more aggressive into the hip rotations. Again, you'll go one way and then you'll go the other. Really working through the hips. You see the speeds a lot faster now. You're getting warmed up. And then in the laterals, really like the lateral hip mobility there, often a very tight area. Into the arms now. Again, you'll be working both directions and much faster now, and you could work as long as you wanted to in there, especially if that chest is tight. This is a great one opening out there through the chest. So you're starting to get warm now. Now, lateral side steps. And again, I would put these in and drip these into a recovery pace run. So I'm just going to go there and back again just to show this for the video, but you could spend as long as you wanted to on this. Nice and tall. Avoid clunking the feet together on that lateral step. Just trying to get light, trying to get bouncy and thinking about what you're going to be doing on the run. Then we're going to go backwards. Nice to get muscles fired up that might have been sleeping and lying dormant. Again, put it into the recovery pace run. Nice and light, not doing too much. Just trying to warm the body up slightly now. Nice and light and just working that backwards again. Got a couple more to do. Next one will be the heel flicks. Like I said, very traditional warm up. Nothing new here. And then into that recovery pace running. You could be doing that for up to a minute if you want. I'm just doing it for a few seconds for demonstration purposes. Nice and light, flicking the heels up. So you start to see how you might be able to string this together. And there's no right or wrong with it. This was just an idea to give a script out. Now, skips. Skips are nice and light. Again, all this kind of stuff certainly prepares me, and I know it does hundreds of thousands of runners when they warm up properly feel so much better for it. So I've gone a little bit bigger in the skips there on the return. Coming back, leg swings. I went through this again, forward, back. You're trying to relax the quads so you see the foot go near the backside. My hamstrings are tight, you should get a little higher than that. So keep nice and tall, trying to reduce any body rocking and just laterally opening out through the adductor as well. That's tough to balance too, that stabilising leg has to work really hard. So you notice trying to relax through the quad on the forward back and work up through the hamstring. Then open out the adductors and you'll get a nice glute stretch as it's coming across your body as well. It's not easy to balance, have a go at these. All right, into more aggressive and lively bounces and kind of jumps there. Again, you might not want to do these, and especially if you've got calf problems or things, I wouldn't advise it. Go into skips, and then you can go into even some really faster high knees and really get pumped up. Again, depending on what you prefer as your warm-up. This time we're going on that recovery pace run, but putting about 5-second strides or pickups in there. So now you're really starting to get switched on for that run or that event, starting to potentiate just 5 seconds just bursting through. Once you've done that and you've done maybe 4 or 5 pickups and strides, then I would go more towards 20, 30 seconds of a tempo pace, even potentially your race pace or training pace, just to get switched on for that pace you want to run. So much more to like 20-30 seconds. Some runners will do even a few minutes at their race pace, just trying to elevate the heart rate, get fired up and mentally get ready for it. So that's the warm-up, that's how that flows. So you just spend a little bit longer on each activity or just strip it out a little bit. I would warm up sometimes for 5 minutes just for a training run, so I would take some of them movements out. More like 10 minutes, I'd feel much more thoroughly warmed up. And for an event, I recommend more like 20 minutes. And this kind of thing runners are doing all of the time, and you're not going to hurt yourself, but that's a nice simple flow.